Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to another video. It has been quite a while since I've given you guys an update on the large U-shaped paludarium, and there's a good reason for it. I'm having a water feature issue. Actually, more importantly, or more to the point, I'm having a water pump issue. If you remember from the beginning, the first filtration system I put into this was an underground filter, and I put some caps on top of that. And under one of those caps was a water pump which drew water through the underground filter and up into the caps, which had gravel and a bit of soil. And they're all planted, and the plants are doing really well. But about 2.5, 3 months ago now, I was noticing that the water pump was slowing down. Now that can happen sometimes with water pumps. They get a little bit of something in them. And usually all I have to do with these pumps is unplug them, plug them back in, unplug them, plug them back in, and usually whatever it is clears right out. Well, that didn't happen, and as the weeks progressed, not many weeks by that, just a couple actually, it is almost completely stopped, which means I have to do something about it. So I've been giving this a lot of thought. Now, you know that with recent materials and things, I have had a bit of issues trying to get good quality water pumps. I thought I had solved it, and actually I think I have, because I've bought a fair number of these pumps over the last couple of years, and I've been working with them, and I haven't really had any issues with any of them, except unfortunately this one. And it is in a very awkward position. So I think my water pump situation is fine. It's just, unfortunately, my design error. I wanted this to be really hidden, which meant it is underneath something. And the problem with that is, if something goes wrong, I mean, it will eventually go wrong. It does mean that one of those caps has to be pulled out, the pump changed, and that's going to disturb all the plants and everything that's in there. And I don't really like doing that. So you see here, I've cut... well, that big piece that you saw with the rectangular hole, that is a bit of overkill on size, because I have to adapt the 1/2-inch PVC to the 1-inch clear acrylic that I use. So I left a little bit of wiggle room there. And these things here, instead of having multiple caps, I'm just going to have one. And these are going to be, well, first off, reinforcing brackets. And secondly, they're going to allow water to go from one chamber to the other. That's why there's that little notch cut out of them. I actually like using the milling machine to do this. The first one you saw on the right there, I took my time and cut it out slowly, and it has a nice finish to it. But the ones I'm doing here now, I did both of them at the same time, clamped them both in, and also, instead of milling a little bit at a time, I just took it all off at once. I had to be a little bit more careful with it, because if the acrylic heats up too much, it will melt a little bit and then bind in the end mill, and that would cause some issues with the finish. As it turns out, it was fine. I had to keep an eye on it, but it went much faster that way. So that was, again, just things I try out as I do this. So the other problem is... I should really think these things through more as I'm doing them, I think, sometimes. Again, initially my plan was to just replace the caps with this one big cap, use it as now air-powered, and not have to ever worry about changing a water pump. That's all fine. But as I was putting this together, the original design for the underground filter was really quite simple, so I didn't have to worry. It's not hard to do. So what I can do is build the containment for it, which is simply just an acrylic box. It'll take 20 minutes. And then that means I can do all the fitting for it here. If I had a thought of that before I started doing this, there's a couple of things I probably would have done a little bit differently, but unfortunately I was about 3/4 of the way through this when I decided that would probably be the best approach. So that means I'm going to need to make some minor adjustments to this after it's built. Not hard to do. It's just something that if I had thought of it beforehand, would have made it a little bit easier, but not a big deal. But the only important part for this particular video is I won't show you a finished product today. I'll have this all finished here, but I won't have all the rocks and gravel and wood glued onto that first piece that you saw that I was sanding. It's going to be the biggest single disguise glue up I've done, and you know how it is sometimes when you're drilling things and moving things around and checking stuff and redoing stuff, you bang it around a fair amount, and I don't want to do any of that until I've decided everything I want to do for sure, and then I want to leave the glue up last, so that way I can leave it on its side and I won't lose rocks or wood or whatever, just a random bangs into various things. So this is going to be more than one video for sure. I'm not sure actually when I'm going to get to the second one, because I have to redo the underground filter chamber. Then I'm going to of course double check to make sure that it is all the right size and shape and everything, make sure everything fits properly, and then I'll do that last glue up. I will do the install, of course, and you'll see that, because I really do want to show you the palletarium. It's coming along very nicely. I mean, everything's growing very, very well, and I'm very happy with every aspect of it, except of course the one water pump. But these things happen, and if you can't roll with that simple punch, there's certainly no reason for doing this sort of thing as a living, that's for sure. So here it is. It's all sanded now. And the nice thing about it is I can treat it however I want, because it can't get any more scratch than that. So almost all of the stuff you've seen me do here will never be seen. It's all going to be behind this one sheet. And then, of course, everything else is going to get filled with gravel and plants. So none of that will ever be seen. It's just going to be background stuff. And that's pretty much it for today. It's a simple matter now of gluing this sheet on, and then waiting till I'm 100% sure of how all the innards are going to go before I do the final decorations of it. I will definitely show you that. It won't be a very long video, of course, because this is a simple matter of mixing the epoxy together, and then of course just putting stuff on it and letting it set. So anyway, there you go. It's done. Let me know what you think of this. Leave comments, and I'm very appreciative of all you guys watching what I do here. And I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.